Hello, it's Caitlin Jenkins, family law vlogger here, and this is the next in the stages of divorce vlogs. This one we're going to talk about valuation of business interests, which is an enormous topic, and I think what we'll have to do is to do some specialist vlogs on this with some colleagues, because it's really a key area in a divorce scenario if you're a business owner or own an interest in a business. But just to give you the overview, as part of financial disclosure in a Form E, for example, whether you're in a court process or otherwise, you will have to disclose any business interest that you have and the nature and extent of that interest and the value of it. Now, there are business interests and there are business interests, and obviously it depends on the type of business interest as to the relevance to the financial disclosure process. If you have, for example, shares in a public company, then the value of those shares and how many shares you've got is pretty easy to find out, because the value of a public shares on a public listed company will be available on the internet every day, and you can take the value from that. Then there are lots of other types of business interests that may be relevant. You may have a partnership. You may be in partnership with somebody else or several other people, and so you may have a business interest that way. You may have a private limited company, for example, a business that you set up to receive your income if you're a consultant or providing work to other businesses and you have a consultancy business. Or you may have shares in a private limited company, for example, a farm or a technology business that's been set up as a private limited company or through a family investment company, and you have shares in that entity, which may well have a value. How you approach the valuation of those different entities and the extent to which they have a capital value is something that really needs some serious thought before you start to put a value on your interest in it. Some businesses may not have a capital value much or as such. For example, I mentioned consultancy businesses. So somebody, for example, who's providing their consultancy services, say, for example, as an IT consultant, to a variety of different businesses, invoices for their services, and then runs those invoices and that their own income through their own consultancy business. That may or may not have a capital value, that business. And so actually it may be more about the income that you get from that business as opposed to the capital value of it as such. In contrast, say, for example, a manufacturing company that's maybe a private limited company with lots of different family members having shares in it, that manufacturing company may have significant assets, it may have significant turnover, it may have all sorts of value, capital value, as well as producing an income stream, whether as salary or as dividends or a combination of various other benefits in kind that are disclosable under the Form E. So it's really important to consider at the outset when you're filling in a Form E for court or for other purposes, what your business interests are, the extent to which they're easily valuable, the extent to which you can value your interest only in that business. For example, if you're a shareholder with lots of other family members in an owner-managed or family-run business, and then what the value of that business interest is. And this is really one of the areas where you need specialist family law advice. The Form E does require certain information to be included, copies of accounts, details of income you've had over the last few years, but it does also ask for a valuation of your interest in the business. And pitching that rightly and appropriately and sensibly, bearing in mind the nature of the business and your interest in it, is really important. And so this is one of the areas that I think it's very important to get advice on. We'll pick up in other vlogs, but the valuation of a business interest is certainly an area that you need to consider early and get some specialist advice on, whether from your accountant, from an accountant who specialises in this sort of work, and certainly from a family lawyer, such as me or one of my colleagues at Mills Reeve, who specialise in acting for people who are business owners or have interest in business and are getting divorced. So as always with the vlog, if you need more advice, more information and advice on your specific circumstances, particularly on this key specialist area, please do contact me or one of my colleagues in the Mills Reeve family and children team, whose details will be at the bottom of this vlog. Thank you.